Hey guys, I am back today and I wanted to do a quick review on one of the favorite items in my closet, which is my medium classic flap Chanel bag. And I want to talk about what fits inside, how I store it, as well as do a review of it. I've had it now for a year, so I can update you on the wear and tear, and especially in the winter when I go out, this is my bag of choice just because it goes with everything. It's my absolutely favorite, and yeah, just a lovely item to have. And I also wanted to talk about whether or not it's worth it which is a very subjective matter, so don't anyone take it personal. It's just my opinion on it. I mean, I have it, so obviously that should tell you something, but yeah. Okay, so first let's go into how I store this bag. This is quite a structured bag, and you can definitely stuff it with paper. I don't stuff it with paper just because it's quite a small compartment inside, but I do use these felt bits that came with it. So there are two felt protective items. So one goes on underneath the first flap like so, and second goes inside the back pocket like so. So it protects your bag. Also, this zipper here, if you can see this guy here, if you close this bag and this zipper closure is not positioned right, it can actually dent the leather. And I know, especially on, I think, lambskin bags, this would be more of an issue. On caviar, and this is a caviar bag, it's not that much of an issue, but if you can see, this would definitely indent a lambskin bag if you store it without a felt protective lining. Okay, so this is the bag. I have it in caviar. This is a medium classic flap. I think it's a perfect size for me. When I went to the store, I tried the small as well as the jumbo. The main difference between this and the jumbo, I mean, apart from the size, obviously, the jumbo was much more structured, which actually surprised me. I thought this was going to be more structured, but this is much more squishy, even though it's pretty structured. Jumbo was, it just felt much harder. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And I'm mostly using this bag for going out and things like that. So to me, it's not really important to carry a whole lot of stuff in the bag. I just feel like I never really need to. But if you needed to fit more things in the bag, go for jumbo, because although this looks pretty big, it actually really it's not, and everyone mentions it, and it is absolutely true. Because of the second flap and this pocket, which I guess you could use for some stuff. I mean, it's just like a very thin pocket, maybe for some papers or things like that. The main compartment of the bag, if you can see, the main compartment of the bag is actually pretty small, surprisingly so, I have to say. I got this bag in the Soho boutique here in New York City. One thing to mention is customer service at Chanel is absolutely atrocious. It was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Maybe because they have such volume of customers, they don't really care, but I just feel like, you know, I wanted it to feel very special, and kind of like, it's not every day that I buy an item like this, and I don't think I'll buy another one for quite some time, right? So, you know, going into a store and feeling like you're just waiting in line at Costco, it was just not the best experience. It's extremely crowded, and I feel like sales associates, they will not accommodate you. Like, if I'm saying I want to look at medium classic flap, they will never say, oh, we have this in this many colors, and what. They'll just bring you exactly what you want, and then they'll just stand there like, have you made the decision yet? And I just felt, I mean, I knew I was gonna get this bag, but I just, you know, wanted to shop around. I wanted to see, I wanted to try different colors. You never know, maybe I would discover something else I liked. But anyways, customer service side, just don't take it personal. I guess they're, you know, it is what it is. But I do have to say that having that experience kind of, I guess, I don't know, just kind of left a stain on the entire thing. I just feel like it's Chanel, and you should expect the absolute best of everything, quality as well as customer service. just my personal opinion. Okay, back onto the bag. I went for Caviar just because I just don't want to worry about this bag. I am not the type of person who will sit there and polish their bag and things like that. So I wanted something that would be very easy to use, very drama free, very, you know, durable. And this is definitely the case. If you can see the grain on the bag, the grain on the bag is quite large. So it's, you know, scratching it, I think, is a task. So I've had it for a year. There's not a single scratch on it. The corner wear, there's no corner wear. I mean, it's in perfect condition. There's not a single scuff on it, nothing, absolutely nothing. So yeah, in terms of durability, I definitely think it's a bag to consider. The one thing I wanted to mention when you're going into the store and picking the bag is, I know it's kind of strange, no one really talks about it, but I'm going to show you. 1 second. I'm gonna try to demonstrate it to you. I don't know if you'll be able to tell just because you know, it's on camera, but in person it tilts a little forward. So if you put it on a flat surface, the bag would tilt a bit forward. And I tried to research it, and turns out that because apparently they're handmade and whatnot, some of them tend to do that. Actually, a lot of them tend to do that, but some of them do it more than others. So if you're just using it, I guess I never paid attention until one day I was just sitting and I put it on and it tilts a bit forward. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but I would say when you are going into a store, it is definitely something to pay attention to, just because you know, some of them I actually read that they wouldn't even stand, they would kind of flop over. Because when you're examining the bag, I feel like sometimes you just kind of put it flat on the counter, so you don't get a chance to kind of, I don't know, maybe you just pay attention to other things and you don't really consider this particular flaw. But I mean, I don't know if it's a flaw necessarily or something that kind of is taken into equation, but regardless, just be on the lookout for that. Okay, I'm back. I'm not sure if I'm in the same spot, but I think it's gotten a bit brighter. So yeah, where was I? Okay, I'm gonna talk about the hardware now. There's absolutely no wear on the hardware. The chain, I mean, everything is in perfect condition. The hardware, I can't even see if there's a scratch on it. I don't think so. And basically, it's a very durable bag if you go for Caviar. Now, lambskin is a different issue, and even in the store, some of the bags they give you to try, because I mean, while I knew I was gonna get Caviar, I still wanted to try the lambskin just to see what, you know, the difference is and kind of see how I feel about it. I could see already scuffs on a bag that they gave you to try in the store. Granted, I think a lot of people do try them on, but still, you know, it's kind of an indication that no matter how much you BB it, I think, you know, it's just easier to kind of maintain Caviar. And I don't want to be freaking out every time someone like grabs your bag, and like, you know, sometimes you go out with the girlfriends, they're like, oh, can I check out, whatever. I just don't want to worry about that and kind of act all paranoid about my bag, or like this bag got rained on, all kinds of things happen to this bag. It's in perfect condition. It's beautiful. Now, in terms of how much fits into the bag, so I'm gonna try to fit in the items that I would normally carry with me. I don't carry a lot. I carry just the absolute essentials, as I already mentioned. So, and this bag is pretty stuffed with that, but I'm gonna show you so you can see for yourself. So first of all, my lipstick, lip liner, and that lip brush, e.l.f. lip brush, so that goes in there. A compact mirror, Chanel, love it, so cute. And I only use main compartment. You can use other compartments, but honestly, they're so I guess the bag is very structured, so I feel like if I stick everything into, let's say, this compartment here, it will just stretch it out or deform the bag somehow. So I just use the main compartment, but that's just my preference. Then I have a card holder, and that's the only thing I use with this bag, because I feel like if you stick a word in there, it may take too much space. Then I have a pair of sunglasses, and I use obviously the soft case. If you use a hard case, you'll have a hard time fitting anything else. And my cell phone. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, I'm gonna close the bag. That's it, and it's pretty full at this point. I'll show you inside if I open it. like, if I open it, it's, you know, I mean, you could probably fit a few more items in there, maybe like a lip gloss and a hand sanitizer or something like that. You could do that easily. There's space up top, but if you wanted to fit, let's say, I don't know, chunkier wallet and things like that, I don't know, may feel a bit stuffed. Another thing I wanted to mention about this bag is when you need to get inside, because this bit is quite structured, so it's pretty stiff, you kind of need to pull. So I feel like, can you see from the side, like to get in I need to pull this bit out. It hurts me to do that, but because I feel that over time it's just gonna do this, because to get in there I would basically be doing this. Can you see it? Yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that. But it is what it is. It's a structured bag, so I feel like you need to like pull the main compartment out. Or if I'm walking sometimes, I would need to like really pull it out to like get stuff in there. And if you're sometimes walking, so you'll be looking at it from the top, it's difficult to see what's in there, so you really need to kind of pull it open like this to kind of see what it is that you're trying to get, because it is quite snug inside, so you can just like whirl your hand around and pick up the item you need. So you will be kind of pulling this part to the side of it. But you know, I don't know necessarily, people have this bag for years and years and years, and it seems to be holding up just fine. The leather, I mean, it's only been a year. Granted, I haven't, it's not like I've had this for 10 years or anything, but I would say it's holding up great. It's definitely an item I enjoy. In terms of whether it's worth it or not, I think it's a personal question, and everyone should ask themselves if they're, you know, at the right place in their lives to be spending, you know, the money Chanel charges for their bags. I think like, I certainly won't be buying any Chanel bags in the near future, but I'm glad I have this thing, because I love handbags and I love fashion, and I just think I'm gonna have it for many years. If you asked me 5 years ago, oh, funny story, first time I saw I don't know, it was kind of my birthday coming up, and I was just kind of browsing, and first time I went on a Chanel website, I wanted to see how much this retail for. And if you go on Chanel website, you can see all the information. They usually list it underneath the item. I burst out laughing. I was at work, and I remember I just burst out laughing. I was like, I can't believe there are people who would buy this stuff. And lo and behold, 3 years later, I got it from, well, it was a major milestone and everything, and I try to justify it as best I can, but still, yeah. So if you feel like, you know, you're ready for it, go ahead, but I would say try to save up for it. I think if you're able to pay your bills, save, and then put some money aside for the bag, where in a year, let's say you accumulate enough to buy it, then do it. But if to buy this bag you will forego saving, I just think saving is kind of like non-existent concept anymore. No one is like, I don't know, I guess there's not a lot of focus on it, but I strongly believe that you should have savings, and savings should come before any purchase you want to make. So this is on top of savings. This is not, you know, let's say you're making X amount, you pay your bills, you put aside into your savings account, I don't know, 10-20% of your entire paycheck, and whatever's left, that's gonna go into a Chanel bag fund or whatever. You know, everyone sets their own saving goals, but I don't ever forego saving for the sake of buying anything. I mean, ultimately your long-term future is much more important than, you know, short-term satisfaction. You can buy this bag, you know, in 5-10 years, it's still gonna be there, believe me. Yeah, so in terms of durability and overall design, I do think it's a very durable bag. It's a very classic style, and it's, you know, obviously gonna be here for many more years. If my personal opinion, if you know it's your first bag or whatever, go for a neutral color and for caviar leather, just because it's just so much easier. You don't need to worry about it, and if accidentally you drop it or whatever the case may be and there's a scuff on it, it's not gonna like break your heart literally, because oh. So yeah, In terms of how much it fits inside, it's deceptively small, although it looks big. Even from the side you can see, because this flap is kind of sticks out, so it looks bigger than it is. So it's not going to fit a whole lot. If you're planning on carrying a lot with you, go for jumbo. If not, you can even consider a mini. I actually I would love to eventually have a red rectangular mini, but maybe in another life. So yeah, what else? Yeah, just when you're shopping for it, make sure it's not tilting forward or falling forward too much. And hardware is pretty hard wearing. I mean, in terms of the color, I love gold. Everything I have is in gold. I don't have any silver accessories or anything. So I personally prefer gold, but you know, if you like silver, definitely go for it. It makes the bag much more casual. You can, but I think this is casual too. I wear it with anything really. I don't care. I just love gold, and all my accessories are gold, but it's just a matter of personal preference. Yeah, it was definitely a major decision making process to go ahead and get it. So I didn't like wake up one day, I want this bag and I got it. I thought about it for a very long time, and it was a major decision that I thought for several years, that I kind of prepared myself that I'm gonna go ahead and purchase this bag. But I don't regret I did. But I say that about every bag I buy. But I'm very strategic about choosing my bag. I never ever impulsively, and I don't think you should ever impulsively buy a bag. Let's say you see some picture of this new hot bag and you're like, oh my goodness, I need this in my life. No, sleep on it. I'm telling you, think about it. Give yourself 3 months. Let's say, I mean, unless you can obviously freely afford it, then don't worry about all that. But think about it. Give yourself 3-month time frame and say, if in 3 months I still want this bag, I'm gonna go ahead and get it, you know. And if 3 months passes and you still want this bag, then, you know, give yourself another month. No, then definitely, you know, consider getting it if you really want to. But don't make impulse purchases. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions at all, if you think I missed something, feel free to leave a comment below and I will be very happy to respond. This is definitely my baby. I love it. Yeah, I think that's it about this bag. I hope you found this review helpful. As I said, leave me a comment, say hi, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.